A huge win, massively big. One of the most excruciating finishes to a game. That was just painful from beginning to end. But if you're a member of Dub Nation, you got rewarded. It was excruciating. It was painful. But the end result was all glory, baby. Brandon Podziemski with the coming out party. Stephen Curry might have posted his best game of his illustrious career in LA. I wonder if you folks forgot. He doesn't normally play well there. He played damn good tonight. Draymond Green cementing Defensive Player of the Year award status, and the Golden State Warriors stay in fifth place on a night where the stakes were massive, and the Warriors come away victorious in Los Angeles, beating that annoying piece of crap LA franchise that everyone I know has no positive feelings for. LeBron, go whine in the locker room. You got your butt whipped. You lost. Warriors win. Let's break it down, baby. That was big. Let's go over the details. Let's have us a party tonight. It's Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday. And this is the Golden Day.
They always find something to nitpick, and that's because there's expectations for us to win.
We are going to win the championship.
Wow. Damn right, Dre.
Let's go. In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up.
Welcome to the Golden Days. Happy Thursday night. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz. I'm your host for the evening. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild over on Twitter. My handle is at Surf Journalist. The program is on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. Folks, if you consider yourself a member of Dub Nation, something tells me you're going to sleep beautifully tonight. Because the Warriors, they didn't just beat a team that is now just one game ahead of them in the standing. Side note, the Lakers are fourth, the Warriors are fifth. One game separates those two teams. We're going to talk about the standings and much more in a bit, but you got to feel good about that one. And we're going to break it all down. We're going to play some sound if it comes down. I want to hear from the audience. I'm going to read off a lot of stats, which were beautiful. I mean, this was a game, folks. This was one for the ages. It was fun. Everyone and their mother, if they love basketball, was watching this. And again, Golden State coming away victorious in this one in what was a war between Northern and Southern California, a war that only one side was going to come out victorious in, and it was the Golden State Warriors. Warriors showing teeth 2025. It's writing in all caps. Put some respect on Podziemski's name. You damn right. Absolutely. He was clutch. His first half especially. We're gonna talk about all that and so much more after we give some love to our sponsors for the evening. First of two for the night is Visit Humboldt, an amazingly beautiful destination. If you're looking for travel ideas, especially if you're in the Bay Area or in Northern California, Sacramento included, it's a 3 to 4 hour drive. The drive itself, it's gorgeous. You're literally driving through, at least for the last hour, just huge old growth redwoods and sequoias all around you. The sun is barely peeping through because of how big those trees are. It's one of those moments where you don't see the sun for a good reason. You've got a redwood forest creeping all the way up to these massive cliffs that have these precipitous falls going straight into the ocean. Amazing hiking trails. The breweries are a delight. Please check that out. Wineries, restaurants, whatever it is that you want to go see and do, Humboldt's got it for you. So go visit Humboldt. Sorry to be redundant there, but that's the name of the website. Or DM me. You can DM me either on Twitter at Surf Journalist, on Instagram at Dog Wild. I will be your resource because I once called the area home, and I loved it so much from my college days. Even though that was 20-something years ago, I still go back at least once a year because of how much I love it. Go check it out. Visit Humboldt. MyBookie.com is the website, or DM me as a resource. Tonight's episode also brought to you by a new sponsor, and that sponsor is MyBookie. And MyBookie is on board largely because of March Madness. March Madness is here. More specifically, the Final Four is here, and every game is a chance to cash in, whether it's the first tip-off to the Final Four and the championship itself. Every night promises high-stakes matchups, wild finishes, and big-time betting opportunities. Side note, MyBookie is not limited to just college basketball. You could bet on the NBA. The Warriors were plus 1.5 point underdogs for this game for the evening. The money line, I believe, was plus 102, again, courtesy of MyBookie. So if you bet on the money line on the Warriors tonight, congratulations. You won with some favorable odds for you. And right now, sign up with MyBookie. I even have a promo code for you that you could use to get a discount, to get some perks. The promo code is MM50. Make sure you use that for some bonuses and a lot of good stuff. Go to MyBookie, go check it out. Use the promo code MM50, and you can boost your bankroll with a deposit bonus designed to help you make the most of your money. If you don't want a bonus, that's okay too. Just make sure you let them know that we here at Golden Days sent you. The promo code again, MM50. Bet on every game, anytime, from anywhere, only with MyBookie. Oh, we're going to have fun tonight, folks. The Golden State Warriors, victorious in this one. I actually remember to get us rolling on Instagram Live. So if you're joining us there, I can't read your comments, side note. So if you are trying to message me with the Instagram feed, I cannot actually see it. So forgive me for that. But the Golden State Warriors, 123-116 winners tonight in a game that was riveting, thrilling, exciting. I mean, you name the word to apply to this game, and it'll probably fit. I honestly don't know at this point who the player of the game is. I have no clue, because on one hand, we could say Brandon Podziemski. On another hand, we could say Stephen Curry. We might be bringing up Draymond Green. I mean, Jonathan Kuminga had one of his best games. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but I mean this because of his impact in this game tonight. Might have had one of the best games of his career, yet despite that, not good enough for player of the game honors. Stephen Curry is probably going to be the headliner here. 37 points for Steph. He was 10 of 21 shooting from the field, 4 of 11 shooting from beyond the arc, 13 of 14 free throws made. Interestingly enough, the one free throw miss for Stephen Curry tonight came courtesy of a technical. The refs blew a whistle on Luka Doncic, who was whining like the little B word that he was over a foul that he blatantly committed. And the refs had enough of it. It was a technical foul assessed. Stephen Curry goes to the free throw line, and that's his one missed free throw. He was 13 of 14 shooting from the free throw line tonight. Added 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 37 points for Stephen Curry. But he's not the only one. I'm just going to plow through these stat lines before I go through my notes, and then we'll bring the audience on board. And I want to hear your exuberance. I want to hear your exuberance. I apologize. I want to hear your thoughts about the significance, the profound significance of the Golden State Warriors taking care of business tonight, avoiding a season sweep to the LA Lakers. The Warriors, after an 0-2 start to a 6-game road trip, have now won 4 in a row. This stretch of their schedule, you heard the announcers on TNT say tonight, one of the most daunting stretches of games any team could deal with in the NBA. Memphis, the Lakers, Nuggets tomorrow night, and then the Rockets on Sunday. That is insane. And the Warriors so far are 2-0 in that 4-game swing. 4-game winning streak currently, all on the road. They finish the 6-game road trip 4-2. And when you see the way they're playing, it really does add fuel to the credence of the Miami effect for those first 2 games on this road trip, especially the Miami game. Now, granted, Stephen Curry didn't play in either of those 2, but you give a team 5 days in Miami, and chances are the intensity, the competitive spirit, that is associated with most professional athletes, and especially members of the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, you saw that get ratcheted down a notch or two in Miami, but nonetheless, they flipped things around. Stephen Curry is currently on a mission, and tonight was another example of that. Again, 37 points, but Brandon Podziemski, Maroon, brother. I mean, chef's kiss of chef's kisses for Brandon Podziemski. I think it's safe to say this is the best game of his young career tonight. I can confidently say it was the best first half of his young career. Before I give you the final stat line, Brandon Podziemski in the first half, sealing it with a buzzer beater near midcourt, in case you forgot that already. Feels like 5 hours ago. It was actually just 90 minutes ago. Brandon Podziemski in just the first half of this game tonight. I'm going to read to you these stats so you can absorb and just contemplate for a second how absurdly amazing Brandon Podziemski was the first 24 minutes of this game. Pods in the first half played 16 minutes, 43 seconds. He had 22 points in the first half on 6 of 7 shooting from beyond the arc. Guy was draining threes left and right. And it started right off the bat. Pods in the first quarter of this game was a perfect 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. He had 9 first quarter points, 22 first half points. Again, 6 of 7 shooting from beyond the arc just in the first half for a 22-point first half outing. Added 6 rebounds in that first half. And his final stat line, fantastic. Brandon Podziemski. Woo! I mean, if this version of Pods is consistent, that's all that's left. If he can do this every night, the Warriors struck gold with that number 19 pick. I will never mention Cam Whitmore's name ever again. Brandon Podziemski. I mean, look, if he can do this night by night, the Warriors again struck gold with a late first round pick to get a player that's dropping bombs like that. He shot 43.8% his second and final year in college at Santa Clara. And that is the shooting that we've been waiting for. We saw it tonight. We've been seeing it lately. Brandon Podziemski finishes this game. Again, 28 points on the night. Finished the game 8 of 10 shooting from beyond the arc. In case you're not good with math, that's 80% of his threes raid. Added 8 rebounds in this game, a category I've been particularly looking at closely, assists. Brandon Podziemski had 6 assists in this game tonight. That's a fantastic number. You are happy with that. 35 minutes and 34 seconds of playing time for Pods, 28 minutes, a +5 in net rating, added a steal, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 8 of 10 shooting from beyond the arc, 10 of 17 shooting from the field for 28 points. I'm going to leave this up to the audience. So there's a lot more players to give love to, but if you don't mind, folks in the chat, I'm paying very close attention right now. Who is our player of the game tonight? Is it Stephen Curry or is it Brandon Podziemski? While you do that, I'm going to take a sip of water. And and then I'll see what people think. Is Ray Enderman in the chat is writing, stop huffing the pot smoke. Are you trying to sit here and tell me that was not a good performance, Ray? Roy? Or do you just hate the kid? Or I'm please, you got to follow up and explain to me what you're trying to say there, because that was a fantastic game. That was a performance that we can't pretend wasn't incredible. We can't. I mean, that was a big win, big performance. The Warriors are not winning this game without Brandon Podziemski. Oh, and the votes are starting to come in. This is going to be very close, I'm guessing. All right, I'm just going to try to read these out loud as they're going through. So we got Curry, a vote for Jimmy Butler, even though he didn't have a lot of points tonight. But that side note, the 3-pointer that Jimmy Butler made right in LeBron James's face was magnificent. Chef's kiss for you, Jimmy Butler. That 3. If you watch the game from beginning to end, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know, if you happen to miss that part of the game where you forgot or you just didn't watch it, Jimmy Butler had LeBron James maybe 6 inches away from him, like right up in his grill, and Jimmy looked trapped in the corner. You had no idea what he was going to do with the shot clock winding down. And Jimmy Butler, side note, insanely fast release speed on his shot. Ball is out of his hands like that, like an NFL QB, baby, Dan Marino style. And Jimmy drained a three, and that was backbreaking if you're LA, man, because LeBron, again, I'm guessing in his mind thought he had Jimmy Butler locked down, and Jimmy just throws it right up, ball goes right in. That three-pointer was fantastic. Anyway, so Jimmy Butler, a vote for him, another for Steph. We got some Kepik writing that Pods' shots for fluke shot. It's, I guess, the vibe I'm getting in the chat tonight is it's going to take a little while for Podziemski to win over the crowd. That's my initial impression. Steph with a vote. Podziemski with a vote. Draymond Green getting a vote. Another one for Pods. Another one for Steph. Ray, dude, why do you hate Podziemski so much? Ray Enderman in the chat saying, stop smoking, Pods is garbage. Oh, but you know what, I'll let you have fun with the chat tonight. Something tells me you're going to get some pushback on that. Another one for Steph, Pods, although I think that's a repeat vote there. Abraham De Leon with a vote for Kuminga. Pods, BP, Adrian Gutierrez saying Pods is a damn monster. Here's one of many reasons why Podziemski, let's say for the sake of argument, where we're going to go in a time machine and bring up 2.5 years ago, and I'll utter his name again, Ty Jerome. In case you were watching me way back when on the other show, I hated that season. I hated those minutes. I never liked Ty Jerome getting minutes for the Golden State Warriors. It was excruciating. His minus, 92 net rating on the season reflects some of that. But a massively huge difference between Ty Jerome and Brandon Podziemski is toughness. Brandon Podziemski can man up other players. What I mean by that is you're not going to bully him and just back him down into the paint and get easy buckets off him. I don't know if his lateral speed is going to ever make him an elite defensive player in the NBA, meaning I don't know if he has the foot speed per se to stay in front of the quickest players in the game. But what he can do that most other point guards can't do is rebound, is play inside, is muscle up with bigger players. There were possessions tonight where Jackson Hayes was matched up with Brandon Podziemski and had a hard time backing him down. The dude brings toughness, which you see Austin Reeves contribute to the LA Lakers. Podziemski, they're very different players, but in terms of the impact that they bring to the table, spinning momentum around into your favor, for example, clutch shots being made, hustle, toughness, grit. These are things Podziemski has. And again, there is no chance in hell you're going to hear me criticize Brandon Podziemski following tonight's game. I mean, it's not like he's earned carte blanche immunity in terms of criticism, but for tonight, he did his thing. And he was fantastic. And the final again of this game, I'm still trying to figure out who is the winning, who got the winning votes. I think Pods is getting the edge. Brandon Podziemski, you are a player of the game tonight. Congratulations on a fantastic performance. We'll pretend that the few haters out there don't exist. It was a performance well deserved. So bravo to Brandon Podziemski. You are our Visit Humboldt player of the game for a beautiful performance. It wasn't just Podziemski and Stephen Curry, though, that were stepping it up on this beautiful night. Let's talk about Jonathan Kuminga. I hope this game was satisfactory enough from an evidence point of view for the JK haters to realize why the Warriors need him if they want to win a championship. Side note, the closing five of the Warriors tonight might have reflected their five best players. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and Brandon Podziemski. And Steve Kerr said on an interview earlier today on 95.7 The Game, I never listen to those interviews because the only questions he's getting are big, fat softballs that anyone can hit a home run off of. But he did say something interesting that my friend Armando Lara pointed out to me earlier today, which is that he was asked what Kuminga's role is going to be big picture. And Kerr's response was to the vein of, he's going to roll with the players that he just feels are right for the moment. And if you're a Kuminga fan, I don't think that's the answer you want to hear. But logically speaking, it makes some sense. Tonight, he was in that closing lineup for a damn good reason. He was playing great defense. What stuck out to me, and I even wrote this down a couple times in my notes, was the rebounding. Early in this game especially, there was one particular rebound in the late first quarter when he was in the game where he soared above everyone else and ripped the rebound away. It wasn't from LeBron. I don't know if it was Dorian Finney-Smith. No, I think it was Rui Hachimura who he got the rebound from. It was a big boy board is what I'm trying to say. It was the type of rebound that the game's legends you'd be accustomed to watching grab, right? There was force behind it. He looked like a power forward doing it. His effort on the board tonight was exemplary. And if there's one trend I noticed with Jonathan Kuminga, it's that when the rebounding numbers are up there, usually the performance as a whole on the night is one that everyone's happy with. And tonight is no exception to that. Jonathan Kuminga finished this game. And but a side note, before I go into the stats, what he was doing in the fourth quarter was massive. And side note, that's why Kai17, I don't know what happened to you, man. I don't know if you just ate a stupid burger or what happened to you, brother, but you're suggesting to me again that Jim Park guy. Jim Park hates Kuminga. Jim Park, again, someone who you want, like, I try to bring on this program, like award-winning journalists, like, you know, people who cover the team for ESPN, like coaches, executives, athletes. And there's a few idiots here who push a Twitter guy on me, a guy who, like, if you ever actually pay attention to any of his analysis, is the dumbest shit imaginable. Stop pushing that on me, please. And Kai, I don't know what the hell happened to you, where you went from someone that seemed like friendly and chill to just espousing the dumbest shit imaginable. But no, I saved the guest slots for individuals who actually are as close to an expert as you can find for this team. Someone who's an insider, someone who actually is in the building, talking to the team and the players and has some information that actually has value. Save the randos who, you know, have found 15 minutes of fame on Twitter, one of the most worthless platforms imaginable. Save that. And again, if he invites me on his show, I'll happily say yes. But stop pushing that on me, please. That is ridiculous. Yeah, ATGYY. This guy, bozo is a good word. I have nothing personal against him, but apparently he has a few fans, and they come in my chat. And anytime you push that guy on me, my response will be the same thing. Why? One, when he brings nothing to the table except opinions, a lot of which I do not agree with. And two, he can invite me. I will not say no. And if he does that, I will invite him back. I will be gracious enough where if he invites me on his show, I will invite him back. But it ain't starting with me doing the gesture first, all right? So enough of that, please. Yeah, and Jim Park is just, yes, he copied what I've been saying for 2 years. Steve Kerr's an overrated head coach who does not, on a consistent basis, make genius type calls, clearly has issues with personnel decisions. And so Jim Park, 2 years after I started this rhetoric, because 2 years later now people are listening to him and acting like he's the first person who's saying it. F off. That's why I feel a little disrespected when he pushed that guy on me. He's stealing my act and you want me to go on his show. F that, dude. Anyways, going back to this game. So Jonathan and Kai, 17. Dude, what happened to you, man? Like what? Where did you go from being someone who was respectable, like your son who's clearly smart, wisened you up about Jimmy Butler? I remember you hating on that trade. You were one of the morons who were clinging to Andrew Wiggins and not wanting him to be traded. And now you're going to Jim Park. Maybe that explains it. There you go right there. If you want to lower your intelligence quotient, go check out other programs. If you want to stay smart, you're on the right place. Jonathan Kuminga on the night. Again, big fourth quarter buckets. I mean, the Warriors needed those baskets, and Kuminga was delivering. He's got the mental fortitude for this, for the postseason. If there's anything that I got out of Kuminga's performance tonight, besides the fact that when he's crashing the glass, great things are happening. That seems to be the model at this stage of Kuminga's career for him to make everyone happy and contribute the most positively for the Golden State Warriors. Grab them boards. Own the glass. Everything else seems to fall into place after that. And Jonathan Kuminga tonight, in 25 minutes and 10 seconds of action, 7 of 12 from the field. Yes, that is really good. He even hit a three-pointer. He was 1 of 3 from the three-point line. But those 9 rebounds, he came 1 board short of a double-double. Draymond Green was the only player in the Warriors tonight who grabbed more rebounds than Kuminga. Draymond had 11 boards, and we're going to talk about his incredible performance tonight. The three-pointers were falling for Draymond. But Jonathan Kuminga, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, even had a block, a timely block at that. Jonathan Kuminga led the Warriors tonight in net rating. He was tied with Guy Santos in that category. Bravo to Jonathan Kuminga. This was a huge game, considering especially that he missed last game because of the bruised tailbone. Great to have him back. Bravo, Jonathan Kuminga. That was big from him. And again, I hope his performance tonight revealed to you why he's so important for a title pursuit. You're going to need him against some of these elite teams. Tomorrow night, when the Warriors play the Nuggets at home, they're going to sure as shit need him. I mean, the Nuggets are a big, vaunted team. By the way, Nigel Spar in the chat, you dropped $4.99 and you didn't say a thing. Follow up, please. I'm paying close attention to the chat. Follow up and explain what you were trying to say. I'm not going to make you spend more money to get your point across, but you literally wrote nothing and did a $4.99 donation, and I want to hear from you, so please do so. There's a bunch of paid chats. Now's a good time to get to those, by the way. And yes, Patrick Singh, I wholeheartedly agree with you that if Jonathan Kuminga is getting minutes, you will see the numbers that the game's greats are normally posting. That's the only reason why the numbers are not like star level, all-star level. They would be if he was playing 30-plus minutes a night. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Aussie Rules. Who am I calling a name? What are you talking about? No, I don't. Aussie, that's not true at all. What names am I calling anyone? What's up with you, man? What's not cool is you coming into a chat when, side note, I invite everyone onto the show to actually communicate with me face to face. Say that to my face, please. Don't be a keyboard warrior, little cowardly bitch in the chat. Okay, I'm old enough to grow up in an era when there was no internet, where there was no social media, and people, if they wanted to express an opinion, they had to say it to someone else's face. So excuse me if I'm a little old school in that department, and I think tactics like that are cowardly. I'm calling you cowardly, Aussie Rules. Get your bitch ass into the show when I post the live and tell that to me. All right? Otherwise, I'll say one thing very clear. If I ever call someone a name, it's reciprocated. It's sending it back. And again, come on the show and say it to my face. Please, for God's sakes, man. Where were we? Damn it. See, in Aussie Rules, now you distracted me. That I rarely let happen. And I officially got distracted here. And I'm very annoyed by that. Get your ass on the show, Aussie Rules, if you don't like it. And Skino DeBoss, don't tell me what to do, please. Do not tell me what to do. I don't appreciate that. All right. So let's see if there's any sound that's come in. It might be a little early, but in the Warriors, if anything on a night like this, we might get some sound on the Sooner side, largely because the team is trying to race out of there. They have a game tomorrow night at home. They're definitely not staying in LA. Let's see right now. I'm trying to get see if there's any attributions that we could get from Steve Kerr or any of the players. I imagine Stephen Curry is going to have a lot to say. No sound yet. Okay, it'll come soon, I hope. A graphic that I want to show you folks, just to this is courtesy of the LA coverage of the LA Lakers. Here, this is a screen that shows the Warriors backcourt from last night or from tonight. Stephen Curry, again, 37 points, Brandon Podziemski, 28 points. And I'm waiting to I'm not going to be able to do this research tonight because I'm doing a live show. But if anyone in the chat can do this for me, if you don't mind, I'd love to know what Stephen Curry's greatest games ever have been in his entire career playing at the Lakers. Because one of the great mysteries with Stephen Curry is why he struggles playing in LA, more so when he plays the Lakers. There's been theories about that, ranging from the fact that the audience is in the dark when the Lakers play there, thus affecting possibly the depth of perception. Who knows? But this, if you told me this was Steph's best game ever in LA playing against the Lakers, I would believe you, because he normally does not play well there. Played amazing tonight. And again, Stephen Curry and Brandon Podziemski combining for 55 points tonight. Steph was 10 of 21 from the field. Podziemski 10 of 17, but the three-point shooting from Podziemski, fantastic. Again, 80% of his threes made, and he made 8 of them. That's absurd. Podziemski added 8 rebounds to 3 for Steph. Podziemski dishing out 6 assists. Steph also dished out 6 assists. And when you consider the fact that Stephen Curry is put this kind of night, this kind of statistical lineup, just 2 days after his last game where he poured in 52 points, we're talking about a 2-game span now where he's scored 89? Woo! My Lord. Let's get to the play chats. That is what I was trying to do before Aussie Rules, that asshole, decided to be totally rude and distract me. Julian Bashir, $5 chat, saying the Warriors, if they win out, they will get the 3rd seed. And where are the Kuminga haters at? Is that true? I haven't done the research that carefully in regards to what would happen if the Warriors just literally won all the remaining games. There's now 6 games remaining on the season. It is crazy that we're down to the last week and a half. The home stretch is definitely here. But Julian, if what you're saying is true, I believe it, because the Warriors right now, we'll cover the standings at the end of the show, but the Warriors right now are just a game behind the Lakers for the 4 seed. Now, unfortunately, the Warriors lost the first 3 games of the season to the Lakers, so the Lakers won the head-to-head outright. The 3 seed are the Denver Nuggets, so the Warriors play tomorrow. The Warriors trail them by 2.5 games, so that seems like a much more impossible task. The Nuggets also own the tiebreaker regardless of what happens tomorrow night. But the Lakers right now are just a game back. I mean, that is a very achievable mark to climb 2 games on the Lakers and at least get the 4 seed. Look, if the Nuggets lost all the remaining games, I'd maybe believe you. But something tells me even if the Warriors won all their games outright and Denver still won some of their games, I don't think the Warriors would get the 3 seed. But 4 seed, that would make a lot more sense. We'll cover the standings in a little bit as well. But yeah, the Kuminga haters, I'm guessing you're quiet tonight. And look, a huge reason, from my perspective at least, why Jonathan Kuminga silenced the haters tonight is because he did what the haters want him to do. Kept it simple. He passed the ball a shitload. I hope people by now realize that he is not this. He does not fit the stereotype some of you like to perpetuate about him, which is that he's an ISO player who cannot fit into a system that's moving the ball consistently where everyone's in motion. He can absolutely fit in that style and play in it. But when his focus is defense and glass, I hope people are seeing the benefit. I hope people are understanding why he is so necessary for this team. And the fact that he can get to the rim at ease. And Jonathan Kuminga, besides the 18 points tonight, I'm curious to know what he got in the 4th quarter because, again, he was making some big buckets down the stretch. And so he made 2 buckets late in the 4th quarter. So he had 4 fourth quarter points, finishing with 18 points. And Kuminga on the night, 7 of 12 from the field, which is well above 50%. So bravo to JK, just 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Other paid chats, let's get to those really quickly here, and then we'll start hearing from the audience. And again, if you're a hater, if you want to accuse me of something, just say it to my face. Don't be the keyboard warriors. You do not earn my respect at all. It is an anonymity breeds ignorance. It breeds hatred. It breeds arrogance. Show your face. Don't be a little cowardly. You know what? OMG, it's Manny saying 4-game winning streak. Let's go. Yeah, it is. And all on the road, by the way. They finished the road trip 4-2. Wayne Stir, $9.99 saying Curry, Dre, and Jimmy. And the supporting cast, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody had another player who had a great performance tonight. And Jonathan Kuminga were a force. And that ending is why you pay Jimmy Butler $60 million a year. Give Dre Defensive Player of the Year right now. Wholeheartedly agree with all of it. There's nothing there I disagree with. Excellent sentiments. That is an A+ chat. Bay Area Chris, $1.99 saying Bay Area. And you're saying the player of the game tonight was Draymond. Hard to disagree with you. Brandon Podziemski had an unbelievable night, so he won that honor, but we will talk about Dre in just a minute. $4.99 from JJ Lee saying Kuminga's haters are trolls with a lot of time. No surprise they are unemployed with their low IQ. Shots fired. Damian LaRoche. Congratulations. Tonight is your 7th month anniversary of being a Golden Dazer. We post that link in the description of every YouTube show or the podcast as well. Writing, I drink Kuminga's haters' tears. Oh, and you're calling out specific folks in the chat. Mike G and Frank Grimes. Thank you. Did Nigel follow up on the $4.99 chat? Let me see real fast if you did. Because, again, $4.99. Oh, and Bobster Loofman adding that the guy, I'm not going to say his name anymore tonight, that a few of you, for whatever reason, actually consume his content. I'd love to know why. He entertains you? Okay. You must be very easily entertained. Babster Loafman saying that other person that a few of you keep pushing on me for stupid ass reasons saying hates Moody as well. Yay, that's your guy apparently. Bravo. Let's see if that $4.99 follow up. Traveling Arquitez, a Golden Dazer, saying that Kuminga is going to get paid. Man, I just don't want you to waste that $4.99, Nigel. What were you trying to tell me? Let me see if you ever followed up. I don't think you did. If you can follow up again, please, because the chat's blowing up tonight, and I apologize for that. I just want your $4.99 to be well spent. Tommy dropping $5 in the chat saying LeBron James. Did you folks see that bullshit he was pulling in the first quarter? He literally fell on the floor and pretended he was injured and stopped the entire action for like 10 minutes and then got up and was fine. Michael Jordan would never in a million years pull the flopping, the attention-grabbing antics, just the vain shallowness, that the insecurity that LeBron James has. Never once saw any of that in Michael Jordan, performance or otherwise. And LeBron, yes, just whining. The dude, him and Luka both. I mean, if you're a Lakers fan, I get it. You have two of the biggest superstars in the NBA in your team, and you're exalted from that. You're elated, and I don't blame you. But that's some insufferable shit you got to consume as well. Those, I mean, especially Luka, that play that he got the technical on, that where he just was trying to make a case that was not a foul. Dude, Luka is those two, not just Luka, both Luka and LeBron are so annoying, man. I mean, they complain almost every possession. And Tommy, $5 saying LeBron James is such a drama queen. Side note, Draymond Green, that defensive play on LeBron at the end of the game, forcing a turnover. Oh my God. I mean, just give him the award, please. I what else does he have to do to earn it? Anyway, so yeah, so Tommy dropping $5, bringing up the fact that LeBron James got injured in quotation marks in the first quarter of the game, acting like he's dying on the court, and then returns from the bench and shoots the light out. LeBron James tonight was hitting his threes and then some. 33 points for him, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, but 5 of 8 from 3 was absurd. Him and Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura also had a great game. Those 3 were keeping the Lakers in this game and constantly adding anxiety to Dub Nation. I mean, this game should have been a blowout if it wasn't for the fact that LeBron James was 5 of 8 from deep. Rui Hachimura was 3 of 6 from deep. Austin Reeves scores 31 points tonight. He's 9 of 16 from deep. The counterbalance to that was Luka Doncic, 0 of 6 from deep. Dorian Finney-Smith, 0 of 5 from deep. Gabe Vincent, 1 of 5 from deep. So there is your neutralizing factor. The Lakers shoot 38.3% from deep tonight, which is still very good, 18 of 47. But the Warriors countered by shooting 45.2% from three tonight. 19 of 42 shooting from deep for the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry, 4 of 11. Brandon Podziemski, 8 of 10. Draymond Green, 2 of 4 shooting from deep. Moses Moody, 3 of 6. Jimmy Butler, 1 of 2, and that 1-3 again with LeBron James right in his face. That was a dagger. Kuminga, 1 of 3. Guy Santos, 0 of 1. Buddy Hield, 0 of 3. Quinton Post, 0 of 2. Those are your three-point shooters for the night, pretty much for both teams. I think I read everyone, but yeah, so LeBron James was hitting his threes, but it was not enough. We got a lot of paid chats tonight. Thank you very much. Ryan, 3,000, dropping $1.99, just thanking for the content. You're welcome. Thank you for just the support. There is no content if you're not here, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely appreciate it. Wayne Star, $5. These last couple games have been very intense. You got that right. And the Warriors won them both. Jimmy Butler is a big difference at the end of these games. Threes, driving to the bucket, free throws, that final steal tonight. Yes, that final steal was massive because right before that final steal, the Lakers got a steal. So, yeah, the Lakers just kept this thing hairy until the very end. But Wayne Starr, you're absolutely right. Jimmy Butler, his stat line for the night. Let's read that real fast. Butler played 36 minutes. He missed some time at the end of the third quarter with some sort of left arm injury. I don't know if it was the elbow, if it was the forearm, but he went to the locker room for a little bit to ice it up. Comes back. Jimmy Butler was already dealing with ankle soreness from a rolled ankle in the Grizzlies game just 2 nights ago. Shows up. The dude is tough, durable. It takes a serious injury to keep him out. And Jimmy Butler tonight, the stat sheet does not reflect his contributions. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Did have 3 steals. Now we're talking in terms of the numbers representing reality. And maybe the craziest stat for Jimmy Butler tonight, 2 free throw attempts total. And those came near the end of the game. So Jimmy Butler had his hands full with a lot of other responsibilities. And a great night overall for the man. Let's bring some folks on the show. And I'm still sharing my screen, or I'm still displaying this graphic. Let's shut that down. Let's take this comment off. Thank you again, Wayne Starr. All right, so if anyone wants to come on the show, if anyone wants to call me names, do it to my face, please. The link is now posted. And if you want to come on the show and just have a celebratory, just woo, come on down. The doors are now open. And we start with Sean, who I haven't heard from in a while. Great to see you if you're there. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank God, bro. I was the first one to click, bro. I did not want to wait so long, bro.
I'm sorry to everyone else who has to wait for that too. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Ishan, floor is yours.
This was probably the game of the year for the Warriors, I would say. Maybe other people think that it's others. But I think, this was a very massive game because if you lost this game, you would stay down in the standings. Now you're climbing up. And earlier you mentioned that they were 2.5 games behind the Nuggets. They're actually a game and a half behind the Nuggets. So
yeah, Ari said that too. I apologize for that. For whatever reason, I guess the standings did not reflect that. So thank you for correcting me. And you're right, real fast. Ishan, real fast. You are correct. The stakes for this game were huge. If they had lost this game, the Warriors would have dropped to 8th. Really? Insanely big game. And you are correct. Thanks for correcting me on that the Nuggets are just a game and a half ahead of the Warriors. Continue on, sorry.
So if now they're playing the Nuggets tomorrow and they have to, I think it's a must game because if they win tomorrow, then they're only half a game behind Denver for the 3rd seed.
Correct.
So,
or half game back. Correct. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The Warriors are just, so then maybe Julian was right. So the Denver Nuggets currently have a 47-30 record. The Warriors are 45-31. So they're just a game back in the loss column. And yes, if they win tomorrow, The Warriors would just be a half game behind the Nuggets. They'd be tied in the loss column. I stand corrected. I apologize. I was wrong. Was that Julian who said that originally? Whoever it was, they were right. The Warriors, yes, the 3 seed is absolutely in play. My bad on that. Thank you. Continue on.
Yeah. So, and actually, I don't know if they win out because OKC. Sorry, not OKC. The Lakers. If they also won out, they would be ahead of the Warriors. So if any team won out, so that doesn't really matter. So
Julian and Sachin, by the way, I'm going to bring 2 people on at a time. There's a lot of people who want to come on tonight. We'll do 2 at a time. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so Lakers are playing OKC twice back to back. I was looking at their schedule. I pray to God that they lose both those games because then that helps out the Warriors big time. But you got to take it one game at a time and beat Denver tomorrow, who's been a problem for the Warriors, man. So you have to beat Denver tomorrow if you're, seriously wanting to contend. And I remember texting you this before, but no team outside of the 3 seed in the last 70+ season have won an NBA championship. The only 2 teams that won an NBA championship was a 6 seed Rockets and a 5 seed Celtics, but both of them were back-to-back, were defending champions. So
the 6 seed Rockets was like in 95. When was the Celtics 5 seed?
I'm not
sure.
What
year that was?
Probably earlier.
Here's the good news. All of those stats you mentioned mean absolutely nothing, right? I mean, it's history. That's what happened in the past. The odds may not be in the Warriors' favor if they finish below 3, but none of that means anything. Because I'll tell you this: when the Houston Rockets were going for a repeat in '95, they finished as a 6 seed. No 6 seed had ever won a title at that point until they did it. And I guarantee the Warriors could care less about that final standing. With that said, I'm totally with you. If they finish as a 3 seed, all the better, right? I mean, you get home court. You hopefully get a more favorable first round matchup. That would be amazing. All I'm trying to say is if the Warriors don't get the 3 seed, if let's say they finish 5 or 6 or whatever it is, bears no relevancy to the postseason.
I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna disagree because history will always repeat itself. So,
but coincidentally. Right. I mean, that's all just a coincidence. It's no different than flipping a coin, man. Like if the odds of flipping a coin, it's like 51% tails, 49% heads, means nothing when you flip that coin. Nothing.
Yeah.
Same way with this history here, man. It's all coincidental.
I guess that maybe it's just me wanting the Warriors to finish as 3.
I hear you. You want better odds for the Warriors. I get it. All I'm trying to say is that even though history has said that, bears nothing in terms of relevancy for the present because Warriors could easily be the first one to be a 4 seed to do it, right? I mean, we shall see.
But I think the biggest, as soon as AD got traded to the Mavs, I think it was such a huge favor for the Warriors because, I didn't know.
Saying that on the show for a long time, man. Yeah,
I don't know if you knew this, but the Lakers were 2-point favorites throughout the day, and then before tip-off, the Warriors were 1-point favorites. So I didn't see that.
I mentioned earlier, courtesy of MyBookie, the Lakers were 1.5-point favorites, but I didn't see the Warriors. I didn't see that flip. That's interesting. Hey, Sean, any final thoughts or questions? I want to get to everyone tonight if possible.
No, it's good. Just had to provide my input.
Yeah, well, Sean, your message is loud and clear. You want the Warriors to get the 3 seed because history tells you if you fall below the 3 seed, you might not get it. All I'm trying to say is that ignore that. Don't let that, get in your head too much about it having any meaning about the present. Means nothing, dude. The Warriors could easily finish at any seeding. And the national narrative has flipped a lot for the Warriors. You're hearing everyone say they're the second best team in the West now, which is interesting, which is fascinating. And I think they could beat OKC. Denver's the one team that still scares the shit out of me. Hey, Sean, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. I'd keep you on longer if I didn't have Julian and Sachin both waiting. And again, we're going to go 2 at a time here. Julian, you're up first. How you doing? Your thoughts, brother?
Well, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Ain't that right? So wherever seed we're in, we're going to get it because we've only lost 2 games with Jimmy and Steph in the lineup. So we can't judge based on the entire season just until
Yes,
we got
sir.
Jimmy Butler.
Warriors are now 19-2 when Steph and Jimmy Butler played together. That starting lineup that we saw tonight, I believe, remains undefeated. They're 13-0 together now. Absurd. That's wild, man. Sachin, how you doing, brother?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Not as good as Gooey Santos, but I'm doing okay. How about you?
Yeah, great, man. I mean, this is a huge win. Like, just watching the game at tip-off. I think the three players that I saw mostly that I found very interesting was like Pods, Moody, and Kuminga. Because in the playoffs, I think those are the three players. Like, if they're playing well, and two out of those three players that closes the game, I think you can match up with anybody. So like that was kind of the question coming into the trade. Like, are the young guys going to step up and be the pieces they need to be in order for you to contend?
And now
they're doing exactly that. I think Kuminga's game today, A+ game from him, for all the Kuminga haters, like this is exactly what you want from him. He was cutting, he was rebounding, 9 rebounds, I believe, this game. That's huge.
Yeah, he was. He
Defensively,
was
I think
attacking the
he's
glass
locked in.
aggressively tonight, dude. Those were
Yeah,
big boy rebounds. Like he literally there was like his first rebound of the game, his head elevated to where the rim was, and he grabbed the ball with both hands, right? And two-handed rebounds, just something about that. I like the visual, the aesthetics of it. Yeah, he was a force tonight, dude. And those big buckets in the fourth quarter. I mean, every time the Lakers crept back and he started feeling anxious about the outcome of this game, the players were coming up big, man. And it was by committee. I mean, one possession it was Podziemski, one possession it was Steph, one possession it was Kuminga, one possession it was Butler, Draymond Green, who I haven't even really given a statistical acknowledgement to. He played 33 minutes 59 seconds tonight. His 3-pointers were huge. He made 2 of them. He was 2 of 4 from deep. Draymond had 11 rebounds in this game. Those were big boy rebounds as well. 5 assists. And kudos to Steve Kerr. Solid move on Kerr's part for doing this. Draymond got his 4th foul in this game early in the 3rd quarter. Most coaches would have given the yank. They would have grabbed the leash and said, "You're sitting down, dude. You're in foul trouble." Kerr let Dre play through that. He did not get his 5th foul at all. He finished the game with 4 fouls. So props to Kerr for that. And Draymond Green, amazing game tonight. Julian, Defensive Player of the Year. Goes without saying at this point, right?
I believe so. And I'm going to say again, if the Warriors win out, some great things will happen. I think Draymond gets the Defensive Player of the Year, and they get that 3rd seed. That's what I was saying. If you look at the schedule of the Nuggets and Lakers, our schedule is slightly easier than them, but the Nuggets are facing desperate teams ahead of them. They're facing Golden State tomorrow. Indiana's fighting for their playoff spot. Sacramento wants to get in that play-in. Memphis wants to keep a higher seed, and they finish out with Houston. Same thing with the Lakers. They play the Thunder back-to-back at OKC, and then they also finished the season against Houston and a few other teams as well. Yeah, so they're fighting for their lives. Oh, and Dallas. AD's back. I know it's a long shot, but I think Dallas will be fighting for their play-in. So we went out. Draymond gets Defensive Player of the Year, and we get the 3rd seed. That's what I'm
We're going to get to Ryan and Derek Simmons in just a second. But gentlemen, again, this was an incredible game. The Dallas Mavericks, you're right, with Anthony Davis, they look like a team that I wouldn't want to see in the playoffs because they're big, dude. Like, it isn't just like that Anthony Davis is back, Gafford's back, Lively the second is back. They got their front court, which is a beast of a front court, back. If you're the Warriors, I think that's a team you want to avoid. Sachin, any final thoughts from you? Gooey Santos looked legit tonight. You gave love to the youngsters, Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. I thought Guy Santos in his 10 minutes, 36 seconds tonight was awesome. Side note, Guy Santos and Jonathan Kuminga tied for the lead tonight in net rating, both a +9. I thought Quentin Post didn't make any threes, but he did not look like a rookie out there tonight. I thought it was fantastic. What did you think of your boy Gooey and Quentin Post, besides the 3 other youngsters you mentioned, Sachin?
I mean, solid as usual. You always know what you're getting with Guy. Like, he's always rebounding, hustling. Same thing with Post. Like, his shot wasn't falling tonight, but I think it's good for him to kind of learn.
Yes, sir.
Or for them to play in like high stake games, right before the playoffs. So I think I'm also excited. One other thing that I would mention is playoff Jimmy. He hasn't really arrived yet. He hasn't really been scoring at the
He's
level.
just chilling.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Like, he's just passing the ball to other players. He looks passive, and he's still really good. I think he had like 3 steals tonight, I believe. He's still engaged, just not
Yeah, he did.
like
Correct.
scoring the ball. So that's what I'm excited to see.
Well, and that 3, and again, that 3 that he shot. Do you two remember that? Like like LeBron was right in his face, gave him no space, and Jimmy just flipped it up like it was nothing, dude. It was.
He has a clutch gene. It just clicks in.
He does. I thought that play specifically was a glimpse of what we're going to get in the postseason. When you need big buckets from Jimmy Butler, it's going to come. I'm elated to it. Anything else before we move on, Julian?
I'll just say that what we saw from Kuminga, people in the chat say, "Oh, we never seen that before." We've seen that before.
Bullshit. Yeah,
when
bullshit.
he gets minutes, and he's a kind of player. He like instinctually, he's not a role player. You see when he's on the bench, his mood goes down. But when he knows he gets minutes, the energy skyrockets.
Yeah.
He gets rebounds. His passing since he's been back, people haven't noticed, but he's listened to Kerr, and he's getting the ball to the shooters. So give him his minutes, and once he's mentally knows that he's going to be out there, he just wants to play. I think he's a gamer. He's a hooper. He just wants to play. And if he's out there, he'll do all the right things. But if you say, "Oh, we're going to only pay you 15, 20 minutes," that's when he gets tight and starts turning the ball over, starts forcing the issue because I need to get something right now. So,
yes, sir.
Every play is different. Coaches need to understand that, and some thrive in a role like Gui Santos. 10 minutes, he's fine, but Kuminga, he needs his 25 to 30. That's beautiful. All I'll say.
Julie, and I think you were eloquent, brother. You said it well. Have a great night. Sachin, any final thoughts from you?
No, I mean, I'm excited for the Denver game tomorrow. It's going to be tough, I think, because, back end of a back-to-back. But
it is going to be tough.
GP2 as well. I don't know if he'll be back, but he'll be needed as well down the stretch, especially that's Austin Reeves kind of cooking there. So that's something that he could eliminate.
Love it. From the man who coined GUI in Gui Santos. Have a great night, Sachin. Thank you so much. Ryan and Derek, I'm going to get to in 1 second. Paid chat real quickly from Bryce Wade, $4.99. I guess when the Warriors win these huge games, the wallet's open. Bravo. Thank you. Saying, been listening for years. Great content. Thank you so much. Screw the Lakers. I second that. Oh, screw the haters. Well, screw them too. Yeah. I thought you said screw the Lakers. We'll come on in the show eventually. Bryce, thank you, brother. It means the world. You have no idea. It literally does. Every message positive, especially, is just, it warms me, dude. I don't know what to say, man. I feel like I have too big of a heart because I feel people's pain, and I think a lot of you have figured that out. I got emotions running through me, but when it's positive like that, I thank you. I'm trying not to cry here. Ryan and Derek are both on the show. Ryan, you're up first with the Golden State Warriors t-shirt. You joined me before. You live in the city. Is that correct, or do I have that totally wrong?
No, I was in Sacramento. Remember we talked about it?
Okay, I apologize. Good to see you. Derek's in Vegas. I know that. Ryan, you're up first. What's on your mind?
Not much. I just wanted to come in and say hi. I have a couple things I wanted to talk about.
Go for it. Let's not waste time, man. What's on your mind?
I just thought the young team basically won the game, mostly because Kuminga, Pods. Who else played really good today? It was Kuminga, Pods, and that's about it, really. I can think of the young guys. No, Moody with the dunk was amazing. Even though they took it away, it was still amazing.
I want to read his stat line really fast, just because he had a great game too. 13 points, but those 3-pointers were falling and they were timely. Yeah. Like he was hitting those when they needed them. 3 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc. That's good for 50%. 4 of 4 shooting from the free throw line, which is not usually the case with Moses Moody. I don't have his percentage in front of me, but I think it's around 73%. I'll pull that up in just a second. But yeah, Moses Moody tonight was 3 assists, which I think is almost double what he averages. 2 rebounds. He was fantastic. 13 points. Continue on. Sorry.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed is the Lakers are the most unlikable team in the NBA. They're complaining. Austin Reeves, foul baiting, super annoying, and kicking his feet out. I hate that shit. It's like one of the most annoying things in the NBA is foul baiting. It's so annoying. Like SG, all these young players, that's all they want to do is foul bait. Like Luka and all those dudes. I hate it. I hate watching it.
Moses Moody, by the way, is actually a 79.8% free throw shooter. That's good. I'm guessing that went up from earlier this season because I know it was not that strong early. Derek, how are you doing, brother? You're in Vegas. You got the shirt on tonight, which tells me maybe it's a little chilly. I could be wrong. How are you doing? What was your reaction to this game?
Cyrus,
I've been waiting ever since the trade deadline to say that finally the Warriors have beaten the Los Angeles Clippers. Setting the tone. Setting the
FLA,
tone. I
man.
love that you mentioned
FLA.
Moody. Because Moody dunking on Austin Reeves' ass set the tone for tonight, saying that we are here, we are the fifth seed, and we're climbing higher. No foul bait that you can do. No foul that you can do can stop us tonight. And the win is exactly what we got.
How annoyed were you when that Moses Moody slam was called back and they ruled it a charge? I was ready to break my television, dude. I was so pissed by that. Did you remember that play?
Yeah, but it was the right call. Let's be real. He was outside of the charge circle, but I agree with what you're saying. It was.
I guess, but it was just to take away such a monster dunk like that, and it's Austin Reeves, who's just if you're a Warriors fan, that dude's just annoying as all hell. Yeah, I said the Lakers have the most annoying big three. Was that you, Derek, who said that, or was it Ryan? I can't remember. But
no, I said that. That was definitely.
Yeah. Bravo, you nailed it. Derek, you live in Vegas, dude. That's like Lakers Central, bro. Like on a night like this, are you gonna go out and just rub it in their faces? Because I hope you do.
Please do.
You should.
Please do.
You know what? If I didn't spend $1,000 a week on groceries, I would have been at the game.
I hear you, brother. I definitely hear you.
I gotta say one thing though.
Yeah.
I had to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Please.
Does Draymond throwing the ball away bother anyone else? 5 turnovers? That kind of bothers me a little bit. Like
here's the thing. You're right. He had 5 he did have 5 turnovers tonight. I didn't realize it was that high. So the only reason why I don't think people bring it up more is because it's nothing new. He's been doing this for like 10 years, and sometimes he goes for the pizzazz, dude. Sometimes he's going for the home run when he don't need it. I'm with you, man. It is something to complain about, but they won, so it's not going to be a talking point. But I hear what you're saying.
I'm screaming at
Eric, do you agree with Ryan's sentiments that the turnovers sometimes are a bit much?
The turnovers is a bit much, but this game was over a long time ago. The referees were keeping LA in this game.
That's true. That's true.
I remember it was one where Guy Santos, I believe he was guarding Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic. It was either one of those. Mm-hmm. Guy went to put his hand up, then he put his hands behind himself. Didn't touch Luka or Reeves or whoever the hell it was. Which one was it?
No, it was on Luka for sure.
Okay, yeah, Luka, because he fell down. Didn't touch Luka at all. They gave him free throws.
Yeah. How about the LeBron 3 with the free throws? He wasn't even shooting, and they gave him the free throws. I was like, what is that?
Because Santos got close to him, and then LeBron was like this. Oh,
it was so silly.
Foul baiting from the beginning. This is why LeBron's bitch ass would never be the GOAT. Laying down on the floor for almost 2 minutes. How embarrassing is that?
Flops. He flops. Like even there was one play where he did the head whip. I hate that, man. That is just a bane of my existence, and it's contagious. Like Luka does it, right? Luka's even worse when it comes to bitching at the refs. Like, did you see how angry he was that he got called for that foul, acting all indignant? He's like, and I'm glad they called the tech. Steph's 1 miss from the free throw line out of 14 free throw attempts was following that tech, which kind of sucked. But again, they won, so who cares? Luka is a tubby bitch. So, yeah, they're losers tonight. F you. Go Warriors. Any final thoughts from either of you before we go to Leo, Giancarlo, and Naveen?
One more thing.
Ryan.
The thing you said about the Luka thing, about complaining, he did the very same thing like 2 plays later. Remember that?
All the time. It's annoying as all hell, man. This was just a beautiful win just to shut that crowd up. I haven't gone on social media that much tonight. Have you guys seen what Lakers Nation is saying about this? Like, are they defeated? Are they making up excuses? Like, and if you two don't know, I'll ask the next two. But have you seen anything from the Lakers fan base? Are they bitter? What is their
Lakers Nation is basically ESPN and all the mainstream media. So I can't wait to hear the cries tomorrow. I can't wait to hear the excuses tomorrow. Shannon Sharp. Oh, go James, look at ass. I can't wait to hear from him tomorrow because anytime that the teams are equal between Steph and LeBron, equal in talent, Steph always comes on top.
Always wins.
Steph Curry's the real GOAT of this era. Not LeBron, not Jokic. Steph Curry is the man. Everybody wants to be Steph. Everybody wants to play like Steph. You know that? Remember that song? I want to be like Mike. Is today?
I want to be like Steph.
I want to be like Steph. That's right.
Who sang that song, by the way?
Yeah, I sing that song all the time.
No,
I wanted
who
this
sings
win
it? Who
so
sings it?
bad.
Who
Cyrus.
sings
I wanted
it?
this win so bad.
Who's the
I don't know.
singer of that song? Do you remember,
Oh,
Derek?
I thought it was kids.
I thought it was R. Kelly, wasn't it?
Like R. Kelly as a kid.
I Believe I Could Fly.
That is R.
No, I
Kelly.
want to be like Mike.
That
the
was
Nike
like a
commercial
Nike
song?
commercial.
I'm confused. I'll shut up now. You're right. My bad. You're right. For some reason, I thought, forget it. I'll shut up.
We're all high
Yeah,
right now. It's all good.
and Babster Loafman in the chat's writing like the only thing worse than LeBron is the Glazers. Dude, I would honestly praise LeBron so much more if his fans were the biggest schmucks on the planet. Like, I really would. If it wasn't for his fans, I would like the man more. But his fans are so ignorant, dude, and they're so biased. Like, it's annoying. I don't know what else to say.
I agree.
Have a great night, gentlemen. That was a beautiful win. Ryan, final thoughts before you go?
Nope. Great win. Awesome. Thanks for letting me on.
Ryan, thank you, man. Stay safe in Sacktown. Derek, final thoughts from you, brother.
I just wanted this win so bad. I had this date circled on my calendar. I'm so glad. I'm so pumped. Let's have a good night.
And here's the thing. Before you go, I feel like you're a good person to ask this. What happens tomorrow if they lose? Are we like defeated? Are we still carrying over from tonight a little good buzz? What happens tomorrow if the Warriors lose?
Me personally, this was the biggest win for me because I wanted to beat the Lakers so bad. Like just me competitively.
Good.
So I'm happy with it, and I understand that we could lose tomorrow, but we're going to give them one hell of a fight, and it's not going to be easy.
I mean, they're on a mission, dude. Steph looks obsessed right now. Stephen Curry looks like he's ready to kill a mofo out there. Like, literally. Like, I feel like if you got on his way, like, he would just, and there was a knife nearby, you just pick it up, shiv you right in the heart, and just keep playing basketball. That's just the mode he's in right now. And the blood will be all over the place, and he just jump over it to not slip in it. That's the mode that Stephen Curry is in right now. All out killer.
And I would say this, Cyrus,
if you're part of Dub Nation, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, but I will also say that, Cyrus, that the big three didn't have to do it all today.
You're right.
The young players really stepped up, so
you're right.
They have some extra juice for tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100% right, dude. I can't wait. Come back tomorrow if you're available, all right? If not, I get it. But if you're around, let's see you again, man.
Okay.
Promote you have a YouTube channel for fitness enthusiasts and then some. Promote away, please.
Gentlemen, if you want to get in shape, if you want to get win like Dubs Nation, you want to follow Derek Simmons, IFBB Pro on YouTube and on Instagram and TikTok, also known as Relentless_Attitude. All right, that's it.
Dropped. Bam. That was perfect. Leo, Giancarlo, and Naveen are on the program. Gentlemen, I'll start with you, Leo. I want to ask you to this because someone in the chat wrote it, and I'm glad they did because I was going to touch on the subject in just a moment anyways. And, of course, now I can't find it. It doesn't matter. The crowd in L.A. tonight was chanting MVP for Stephen Curry. Yep. That is – I don't even know what word to use for that. Leo, how did you feel when you heard chants of MVP for Steph in L.A.?
I think that just goes to show how iconic and just like insane Bay Area sports fans are because like when you watch a Rams game, it's all Niners fans. And when you watch a Lakers game, they're cheering for Steph. Like the Bay Area sports, we just go absolutely crazy for our athletes. And I think it's incredible.
It was insane. What Naveen, how about you?
Oh, it's like crazy. Like if you see, I think like generally Steph, when he goes to East Coast, most of the places he gets MVP chance. But to have it in crypto arena, it is like crazy.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Gentlemen, do you mind if we listen to Draymond Green talk about Kuminga's performance tonight?
Absolutely.
All right. Just mute your mics or keep the audio low on your end, please, if you don't mind. This is Draymond Green immediately after tonight's game talking about and this is worth noting. Draymond Green advocated for Kuminga going back to the draft. Because Kuminga was not expected to fall down to 7. He's suddenly available. Draymond Green is on the phone to Bob Myers saying, take this guy now. The good news is Myers already had him penned in anyway, so it was all good. But Draymond supports this kid. If you think Draymond has a high basketball IQ, listen to him when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga. And here is Draymond talking about Kuminga's fantastic performance tonight against the LA Lakers. Here's Draymond Green, and turn up the volume on your devices just to be safe because I don't know how loud this will be.
On the other side, Dre, what do you think about the way he took on the challenge of guarding Luka?
Luka, LeBron, everybody he got on. Austin Reeves at times. He was asking for those matchups. Says a lot. You know, we challenged him in private. We challenged him publicly. Step up on the defensive end. And he did that. He was great offensively, but he was even better defensively.
On the other.
Oh, that's music to my ears, man. Leo, what your reaction to Draymond Green complimenting Kuminga's defense on the Lakers' big three?
I mean, this just shuts up everybody who says that Kuminga isn't a good defender. I mean, like, how do you see a dude who's like, what, 6'6", 6'7", extremely athletic, and you're like, this guy can't defend? Like, what do you mean? Like, what's he, like 22 years old? He's like still learning back. Like, he's clearly a very like gifted defender, and like he's playing under Draymond Green, one of the greatest defenders ever. Like, he's going to be a good defender, and Draymond giving him his flowers for this game is just great.
Naveen, do you agree with Mobility Maestro? And I think some other people have this sentiment as well, that Kuminga had the best game of his career tonight. Bold statement, but there might be some truth to that. Naveen, your thoughts?
I don't know about the career, but today his impact is really, we felt it, right? So it's not about the 18 points which he scored. Maybe he scored like a couple of them in the fourth. They are good. But apart from that, the way other things which he did impressed a lot. Like others mentioning, like Draymond mentioned, he defended like everyone, and he didn't give any dumb fouls. Like everything was like picture perfect. And then as you were mentioning earlier, he was very aggressive on the rebounding, which will really help Warriors if he has this mentality going on. So, I mean, he put in a good game. I mean, it's a really good game for him. Apart from scoring, he will do it anyway.
Exactly. Leo, what's on your mind besides what we covered? Anything you want to share before we almost got to everybody? I'm surprised. Gary Garcia, Claret, and aim assist is what's left, I think. Let me see. Hold on. There's actually no, that's it. Yeah. So Leo, floor is yours, brother.
Okay, I got a couple things. I'll try to be quick. First of all, you were talking earlier about Lakers fans making excuses. I'm so serious. I saw Lakers fans say that they lost the game because LeBron and Luka both had a migraine. I was just dying laughing at that. I thought it was hilarious. And you
people
also
saying that for real, like that.
I saw that. Like, there was a Lakers fan. They were dead serious. I was laughing so hard. I thought it was.
Is
so
Laker
funny.
Nation quiet tonight in general? Like, is that what?
Yeah, they seem
Before
quiet
the
to
game,
me.
they were saying that they would beat Warriors by like 20, something like that. Now,
No.
Now they're just quiet. Yeah, good. F them, man. They are an annoying fan base, even though they are necessary for the NBA success, sadly.
Absolutely.
But they are annoying as all shit. That's it's great to hear that. Naveen, any final thoughts from you? Unless Leo, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Also, you're talking about how, like, if we lose tomorrow, I think if we lose tomorrow, I'm still very hopeful. I'm just terrified of the Nuggets, like, just absolutely terrified, because I mean, we've lost to them how many times in a row now? Like, I would just
nine.
If we lose to them again tomorrow, I'd be very scared to see them in the playoffs, even though I already am, but it'd be even worse. But also, just one last thing, Kuminga had more field goals tonight than Luka Doncic, and that just goes to show
Luka was neutralized tonight. Luka was neutralized
defensively and offensively.
Good call on that, man. Kuminga had 7 made field goals tonight. Luka Doncic with 6. And again, Luka Doncic 0 of 6 from beyond the arc. Yeah, dude, Kuminga had a great game. Leo, have a great night, brother. Thank you so much. Naveen, any final thoughts before we get to Gary and Claret?
yes. So I would like to put in like a couple of things, maybe.
Please.
So, I mean, tomorrow game. I mean, as I think some person earlier mentioned, even I circled it for today after this run. I don't know. I want to mention like 3-4 things. One is, I don't know, in recent times, I didn't see a person like or trade which transcended a team this much. You know, Jimmy, he's not doing much, but then he's doing what is needed, and then we are winning. I didn't see any trade recently which transformed a team this much in a short period of time. That is one thing. Second thing, I don't know, maybe because of Jimmy trade or what empowered these young guys. Moody is playing good. Pods is playing good. I mean, I should say that I am humbled by Pods. Earlier this season, he was, I mean, I was on him like anything. But
a lot
then,
of people were. But look, don't regret that. I mean, you can't just like, look, if a player is playing like shit, there's nothing wrong with calling that out, man. There's also nothing wrong with a player flipping the script and reversing the direction that his game is going. Brandon Podziemski was dealing with a lot early this season. That fractured nose clearly affected him. He's not like GP2 who embraces the mask. He hated that mask. It clearly had an adverse effect. He's also dealing with a sophomore slump. He also is dealing with just growing as an individual. He's the youngest player on this team. It wouldn't surprise me if sometimes he's going through things where his arrogance, his ego has to be kept in check. And that's part of maturation. That's part of growing up, right? You get humbled. You think you're better at something than you really are. You get humbled. That's life, right? You hopefully learn from that and you realize, okay, I'm not as special as I think I am. I'm just a human being, and I'm gonna work hard and just get the best results. And Podziemski's growing right before our eyes. So don't feel shame if you were critical of him early, because he was playing like shit.
No,
But
I like
he's
it.
also
Like,
playing
I really
unbelievable now. And again, consistency is what separates good from great in the NBA. When he starts doing this on a night-by-night basis, holy shit, dude. Like, that's going to be exciting. But don't feel shame for that, man. He had a bad start to the season, and he's also playing incredible basketball now.
Yep. Like, also, I want to mention this. Like, if we get this, like, if we take it in couples, like in players like Moody and Kuminga, if I get 30 points out of them in a game, no, doesn't matter who gets 20 or who gets 10. Similarly, with Pods and Jimmy, I don't care who gets how much. If they can get both, if both of them can get like 40 points, Steph will get his 30 usually, and 10 from here, 10 from there. I 100% seen that, like, it seems that we can really get 120 points out of anywhere, like how we are playing now.
Yeah,
it is really, really, really good, and I think all the teams in the West, they are now scared. It's really that time. I don't know if we really get this Jimmy, like playoff Jimmy, even if he doesn't get playoff Jimmy, if we can get what we are getting now, I think we will be in a very good place.
I agree. And again, tomorrow night they play the Nuggets, and that's the one team that has scared me from the get-go. You all know that by now if you're a regular viewer listening to this program. The Nuggets scare me, man. So we shall see. Naveen, have a great night, dude. Thanks for jumping on, man. And thanks for the support. Thanks for everything. And Naveen brought up Jimmy Butler and the effect he had. Let's hear from Jimmy Butler. This is Jimmy following the game, doing what he always does, talk to the press, not in the traditional interview room setting, but he meets with them in the tunnel just outside the locker room. Here is Jimmy Butler. He's talking about his forearm, saying it's sore, that he needs to get some treatment and some tests. There's Melissa Rowland in the background. Here is Jimmy Butler after tonight's huge win by the Golden State Warriors over the Lakers.
Yeah, part of the game. Get mixed up a little bit. I hope that I'm going to do all right, though. So we'll see tomorrow.
Did you get any tests done?
No. Not yet. I think we all was really focused on getting this one.
Yeah.
So I tried to keep the main thing, and that's focus on winning this one.
Do you think you'll need an MRI or X-ray?
Maybe, probably. I hope not. But like I said, we'll see how I feel in the morning.
What was key in fighting through it? What was key in fighting through it?
Knowing why you do what you do, and that's to win, to go out there and compete with my guys. You see Steph banged up, and he's going out there and doing it. Everybody bangs up this time of year. So you got to lock in and give one. Your left arm.
All right, that's Jimmy Butler again. That's Melissa Rowland in the background. We saw Danny Emmerman back there for a second. Jimmy Butler saying he's going to get some tests tomorrow on the forearm. We don't know the details of what that injury was, but something tells me he's going to be okay. I hope that's the case. We'll knock on wood just to be safe. Let's go to Gary Garcia and Claret. We've got a packed house tonight, and we'll start with you, Gary. Great to see you. Your reaction, sir. You're muted.
Okay, good night, Ty. Good night, everyone. I hate LeBron. I hate Luka so much. It's so good to see them crying and whining and bitching to the refs.
I love how genuine you sound. You're like, I hate those mother effers. Like, I just want to beat them on the ground and curb stomp them and knock their teeth out. And I just want to just kick them in the nuts, and then I want to just find a spike and just stick it in their back and just shiv them and just murder them. And yeah, you hate them. I hear you.
It's really pleasant to see LeBron complaining and looking at his teammates angry as hell. When they were down 16, he was so angry, and it was so delightful.
He was.
I was like,
he was, dude. You're right. Chloride, how are you doing, by the way? Where are you at in the world? I know, Gary, you're in the Dominican, correct? I got that right finally. Okay, good. Chloride, where are you, brother?
I am in Canada.
Where in Canada?
In New Brunswick, right above Maine.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's
Yeah,
cold
yeah,
as
yeah.
shit right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my
correct?
God, I can't even. I just want to go out of here. It's way too cold. It's
It'll be
crazy,
nice.
but
It'll be nice.
yeah. Summer is around the
TBDR.
corner. but he's got me in tears that he hates Luka and LeBron. I'm just, I can't even focus. But Sai, I am so sorry because I've been following you when you was on the on Lockdown Warriors, and then all of a sudden everything changes. I'm like, where is he? And then now I don't know how I stumbled on. I'm like, yes, golden days, let's go. But tonight was a great
Glad you
win.
found us, brother. We're growing by the day, and part of the reason is that there's a lot of people from the old show who still have no idea where it went. Thanks for finding me, man. I'm really stoked on that.
It's incredible. But real quick, I don't want to take your time, but
take your time.
The win today kind of told the story that regardless of the seeding, as long as we are in the between 6 and 1, we can face anybody and we can beat them in a 7-game series. So I know we've got the Denver game tomorrow, which you can kind of circle out and say, yeah, we might give this up because we just had a win, a real big win today. But I still think with Jamal Murray out, we have a bigger chance to kind of win because it's all now on Joker to kind of wheel them out. And the second point is, I don't know, because many things have been touched on, but JK and Moses Moody were in the 2022 finals team, right?
Correct.
So these big moments don't feel too big for them because they've felt it, they know it at the highest level, right?
Right.
And the other thing is, I just want to point out Jimmy and Draymond. When they called out Podziemski on the reaching on Austin Reeves and said, "Fix your face," it's just a foul, right? And then Jimmy Butler on Quinn and Post, the same thing when LeBron got him in the corner. So the little things like that they do to the young guys, not only does it pump confidence in them, it keeps the whole team in the same mood instead of having lapses of, I just made a foul, and then you just relax, and then that's how key momentums happen. And lastly, before I'm talking too much, can I just ask you a question? Is that a Tanzanian flag?
Correct. Yeah, that's Tanzania. One of my best friends in the world, Jerry Montgomery, was in the Peace Corps for a long time, and he was overseeing all of these humanitarian projects in Africa following the Peace Corps, and so he was out there a lot. And him and I went to college together. He's from the Bay Area. Again, I love him. Him and I go way back. And yeah, so one time he came back and he got me this hat, and it was a great fit. And like the moment I started the show, I couldn't wear the old hat anymore. And I was like, you know what? It's time to dust this one off. Let's roll with it. So Tanzania in the house. Yes. Are you familiar or no? I've never been there. I want to because I hear all the best safaris and all the best national parks are in Tanzania. I could be mistaken on that, but
oh my God, I'm from East Africa. I've been there many times. It's incredible. Yeah, you get a chance, you go out there and
it's
enjoy.
On the agenda. Yeah, at some point. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Gary, any final thoughts before we get to aim assist? And then I think Shardal wants to make an appearance as well. So we'll bring him on for a quick hit. I'm sure we'd love to hear him at least just go crazy about this game tonight. But go ahead. Sorry, Gary.
Luka was so annoyed by the way that Curry was fishing for him. Curry was attacking him. Curry was making him look silly. And there's something. Curry can defend him. Curry can stand up to him.
I'm glad you brought that up. Gary, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to cover this earlier. So thank you for reminding me. The Lakers have a massive weakness named Luka Doncic. Not offensively, clearly, even though tonight he was 0 of 6 from deep, but you're not going to get that normally. But defensively, he can't guard a effing fly, man. Like, you can blow by him every time. And like you said, every time Steph was matched up defensively with Luka, he was drooling, dude. He was feasting. He went to town. It became one-on-one basketball, possession after possession. Great call, dude, because the Lakers have a massive weakness defensively, and his name is Luka Doncic.
It's a black hole. It's a black hole. And Curry was making him look bad. He was crying. He was whining. He was bitching.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting anything his way because of that, because it's up here. Up here.
Yeah.
And one last thing. I think that Jimmy Butler has something else for the playoffs. He's injured. The whole NBA has their nicks and tucks everywhere. But he has something saved for the playoffs. Believe it. You know it. He's a dog.
He wants a
Peace
ring.
out.
He wants a ring, man. He doesn't have one. So, and chance, something tells me that's his mission here, man. He doesn't care about numbers, which is huge, right? I mean, it's all about winning.
And making players better, making the young players better, and winning basketball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Gary, you have yourself a great night. Enjoy the Dominican. Claret, any final thoughts from you before we go? Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, it is correct. It's a French name, so I kind of just had to translate it to English because, you know, you just don't want to overload people with how do you say it in French. So, yeah, it's correct. Yeah.
But you
I have a
roll the R,
question
right?
for
So
you.
Claret, is that how you properly say it? Or
It will be Claret.
Claret. Oh, Claret.
Claret.
Do you enunciate the T, or is it silent?
No, it's silent. The T is silent.
So Claret. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try my best to do it right. Okay, Claret. Final thoughts.
I think it's just a question for you. How concerned are you for the back, that back pain for Steph Curry? Because he hit his back twice and he was a little, wobbly walking around. How concerned are you? Because it's,
So you're bringing up there was a I think it was in the third quarter. Stephen Curry fell. It wasn't a hard fall or anything, but he fell on the tailbone. He got right back up, fell again. This was all in the same possession. And the second time he fell, you saw him kind of like do that, like wiggling and squirming and like he was in pain. Look, it's a bruised tailbone. I don't know if you've ever I broke my coccyx once, so I fully understand the pain of it. It hurts, dude. It hurts like a son of a bitch. But there's no long-term ramifications. It's all about pain tolerance. The good news is Steph, Kuminga, Jimmy, they all have access to the best pain medication. They're going to be okay. I'm not worried about it. That's just me. I don't know. I'm not a doctor though, so please don't rely on that.
No. It's simply because that when he did the little flinging when he was on the ground, I was just holding my breath like, oh my God, let that part hold on, because you just don't want him to have anything.
It's a tailbone. Absolutely. Tailbones are not. There's nothing like that won't result in another injury. It's literally just a part of the body where you can't put a cast on it. There's nothing you could do but rest, pop some Vicodins, and hope it gets better soon. That's it.
No, that's for real. And thank you for having me. And Jimmy Butler, I am just glad because the Jimmy we're getting is a Jimmy who just focused on winning a championship in the ring, not caring for stats, whether he gets 2 or 30, he's fine with it as long as we win. So incredible. Thank you.
It was nice to meet you, Claret, and thank you for coming on. Hope to see you again, brother. Thank you. And joining us from Canada, last but not least. I thought Chardol was going to make an appearance, but apparently not, and that's okay. Aim assist. You have the voice of an angel, sir. The floor is yours.
What up, Si?
What's up?
Man, I'm going to just say this. Hey, fuck the Pods haters, bro. Y'all just be hating on him, talk about trade Pods. And I hate how dumbasses be like he taking Moody minutes when Moody plays forward now, so that doesn't even make sense. So you would rather play Buddy Hield than Pods? Hell no. And by the way, Sai, did you see that 3 in the third quarter by Buddy, bro? So it was a wait. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself.
Oh, my bad. So
I muted you for just a second here, Aim, so we don't get that feedback. I was asking if you're referring to the massive brick that he threw up there. Buddy Hield finished the game 0 of 3 from beyond the arc, so it could not have been for a made 3. Is that what
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. They were in transition in like the third quarter, And then it was something, and then Buddy was like 28 feet and just threw that shit up. Like, why? Like, why would you do that, bro? And he respectfully got his ass benched right after that. I just hate him, bro. Like, that's the only complaint for tonight.
Buddy Hield, and I muted you again, so forgive me, but I don't want the feedback. Buddy Hield, the good news with Buddy is he's not letting the three dictate his entire game. What I mean by that is he's not hoisting up 10 threes no matter what. He's playing defense. He's almost taken on like a point guard type role at times. He's facilitating. He's doing it all, which is, I think, the reason why we see him out there a lot. And also, Aim, a huge positive is even though he's highly inconsistent as a three-point shooter, he still is a threat when it comes to how other teams see him. And so they're not leaving him open, meaning that the spacing he provides is still a thing. But with all that said, I hear you. It's if there's one player on this team that I could care less if he just suddenly was benched for the rest of the year, it would be Buddy Hield. I'm never elated when I see him on the floor, but more times than not, he's not hurting the team, which is good news. But I hear what you're saying as well. And I think you're muted now.
Oh yeah, for sure. What else I was gonna say? Oh yeah, consistency with pods. Yeah, I think he's been pretty good. Like over a stretch of games, like over the last like 5, he's shooting like 45% from 3. So he's been pretty good overall. Him and Moses Moody. I think our future is in good hands. Whenever he retires, you know, he can have more of a scoring role, and he'll also have more experience to be, you know, our first option or whatever it is, point guard with him and Kuminga. So yeah, that's pretty good. And JK was unlocked tonight. He really was, you know, yeah. And just for earlier, I saw a question about like, is this Kuminga's best game? Nah, I think the Rockets game will just be that until he ups that, because that was insane how he carried us that game. I just can't forget about that.
I think the safely accurate thing to say about Kuminga is this has been his best game since he came back from the injury. I think that goes without saying. In terms of a team performance, in terms of everyone like understanding their role, staying in their lane, you can make the argument this was his best game from that perspective in terms of him like buying into the team ethos and you know, but at the same time, you're right. The Houston game, they would not have won that game without Kuminga. He almost single-handedly carried the team that game. And regardless, it was awesome. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts on nah. I think Post was pretty.
How much more do you think about that?
Honestly, I think we can expose Jokic defense like we did Luka tonight. Man, Luka is a cone. Oh my gosh, man. Luka is a cone, bro. Every time he was on yeah, Luka.
No, not on the Lakers. I'm talking about Nikola Jokic. For whatever reason, the Golden State Warriors have forgotten that. And granted, he didn't even play the last time, which makes this point moot. But he's going to be playing tomorrow, and you can attack him. That should be the mission for the Warriors tomorrow. Whoever the Nuggets will try to hide Nikola Jokic on, and it's going to be a tough thing to hide him on that small ball lineup that insanely is now 13-0. I don't know who you hide him on with that lineup, but that is who you have to attack. In the same way that Luka is a turnstile defensively, so is Nikola Jokic. He's just a little bigger, but he's also slower. Your final thoughts, Abe?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Jokic is gonna have to guard post at the perimeter, so then that opens up a pick and roll. And if Jokic get on anybody else other than post, yeah, it's pretty much over. That's barbecue chicken.
Yeah, and again, this lineup, and I love that. The Aim, I don't know if you're watching right now, but the way you sign off, the true mic drops, bravo. That's incredible. That's how Aim rolls. We shall see what happens tomorrow. But again, this starting five that the Warriors have, that they're currently implementing with Moses Moody and Jimmy Butler III as your two forwards, with Draymond Green as your small ball five, with Podziemski and Steph as the backcourt. I'm going to guess they're going to hide Jokic on Draymond Green. But what Draymond Green is doing, lately at least, is remembering, oh yeah, if another team tries to hide a defender on me, not only is my three-point shot real, but I can attack. In case you folks haven't noticed, Draymond Green is back to being the guy that attacks the paint routinely, and either he's collapsing the defense or he's getting easy buckets. Either way, what Draymond is doing is phenomenal. Look at this, by the way. Shardal is back. How you doing, kid?
Hey, Sai. It's a great thanks. Hey, Sai, I'm a big fan of your content.
Thank you.
I love everything you do on the channel. I love all your content videos, bro.
Thanks, man.
Great win for the Warriors. Took down the Lakers 123-116. Paz and Curry combined for 65 points. They're so great together. They play so well together. Such a great duo. I love to see those two players play together on the court. I'm a big fan of you. You're a great professor at San Jose State. Great host on Golden Days. I love everything you do, man. I try and call into the show every day. And I really wish you the best of luck on your YouTube channel. Wish you get a lot of great people on your channel. And it's great calling in the show. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and make sure to click the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Golden Days. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. And
Cheryl, before you go, do you want to hear LeBron James talk about the Warriors with Jimmy Butler?
I'll listen.
Beautiful. This is LeBron James. He was asked after the game what the Warriors are like now that they have Jimmy Butler on the team. And why don't we hear from LeBron James? Man, some people delusionally think is the GOAT. I've settled on number 2 all time. I'll give the LeBron fans that, but calling him the GOAT is absurd. Anyways, here is LeBron James talking about the Jimmy Butler Golden State Warriors.
Knowing, assuming that you've watched what the Warriors have looked like with Jimmy Butler since the trade, but having seen it now for the first time played against her, what did you sort of make of what they put together over there, knowing that that's a team you could see in 2 weeks pretty easily?
I mean, I've been a part of them making big acquisitions to change their dynamic of their team before. And had to go against them when they added Kevin Durant. So, I mean, Jimmy Butler is great, and he adds a toughness to him. He adds a championship DNA type of guy. But it's always the same. They always figure it out. They always add somebody that makes it dynamic.
That sounds like a man defeated. Oh my God, Shardal, what was your reaction to that? Because that sounds like someone who's bitter and pissed that the Warriors got someone again. I loved that. Your thoughts, Shardal?
So I'm not a big fan of LeBron James. I don't like LeBron. I don't like him. I don't like his competitiveness. I don't like anything about him. I'm glad we took him down tonight. I don't like anything about LeBron. I don't like the guy. I'm happy we beat LA. That was our motto tonight, and I'm glad that we got the job done. Jimmy Butler is a great player, transcendent player, man. I'm happy that we got him on the Warriors. I'm happy we got somebody like that, man, because we need a guy like Jimmy Butler who can lead this team in big ways, in clutch ways, coming in to save the day. He's a great player, man. As a Warriors fan, I love Jimmy Butler. If I go to another Warriors game and get another Warriors jersey, I'm definitely going to get a Jimmy Butler jersey. Add that to my collection because I got 2 Steph Curry jerseys. I'm trying to get a Jimmy Butler jersey, maybe a Kevon Looney jersey next.
What jerseys do you have besides Steph currently?
I just got Steph Curry, though. That's it.
Okay,
just Steph Curry.
So no Klay Thompson jerseys in the closet?
I'm gonna try and get a Klay Thompson jersey and a Kevon Looney jersey, but I love the grind you bring, man. Like, I love it. You bring the grind on the show. You bring every single day. I love that about you, man. Like, it's just like you bring the grind and you make the show as interactive as it can be. I love that about you, bro. Like, you really work hard, bro. Like, I never seen anybody, a hard worker like you on the channel ever, man. I have never seen anybody like you. So you're a hard worker. You make content, you grind. I love it, bro.
Unless you're a nepo baby or got some handouts, it's the only way to make it, dude. So Shardal, I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, man. Are you doing okay? Are you good, Shardal?
I went to the Sharks game today with my friends. We lost by a goal, 3-2.
That's what I heard.
I went to the Shark Tank. We lost. But I'm happy that I spent time with my friends at the Shark Tank and we all were together. I love spending time with my friends. That's all that matters, spending time with people that you love. Yes. That's what life is about, right? Spending time with the ones that you love and the ones that you respect.
Yes,
and
sir.
The ones that you care about.
Yes,
and I
sir.
care about you.
Right back at you, brother. I have a lot of empathy, so I'm right back at you. Chardol.
I have empathy for you,
I try at
and
least. Yeah.
I can't have any more empathy for you, really.
Thank you. I know Dino Marquez is right, man. Chardol, thank you for the love. That's
And
I don't know what else to say, dude. I really don't. Thank you.
I'm making you cry right now with all the kind words I'm telling you.
Yeah. Chardol, have a great night.
I
You
love
killed it
glazing
tonight.
you.
The audience loves your contribution for the evening. Good job.
I love glazing you tonight.
Okay, Chardol. Have a good night, brother. Thank
Hey,
you. You were great.
Sai, have a great night.
Tomorrow?
I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
All right.
Let's get another Warriors win, man. Like today was great. I know the Sharks didn't win, but the Warriors got a big win against the
Huge
Lakers,
win,
123 to 116. Steph Curry and Brandon Podziemski combined for 65 points. Those two are the most exciting duo in all of basketball. Those two guys are amazing together. I love seeing those players. I'm trying to get out to a Warriors game very, very soon, but the tickets are super expensive for a Warriors game. They start like $100 to like $500, $600 at most. But yeah, thanks for having me on the show, man. Like you're an OG and a GOAT. I truly
OG,
mean
I'll
that.
take because I'm so old. I'm not a goat, but
I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart.
I know you do, brother. You're being very sweet.
Everything I say, I mean it. Every word I say, I mean it. I mean every word I say.
I know. I love you too, brother. Yeah.
Hey, Saya, thanks for having me on, and I'll see you on the next time on another Golden State Wars. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow night.
That is the great Chardol. That was a good call. I'm gonna guess the audience will approve of that Chardol call. It's a good job by Chardol. All right, let's play the music and start wrapping it up because we need to see what's going on in the rest of the association on this Thursday, April 3rd. Happy Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday. I think it's safe to say that's my favorite day of the week. Even though you have to work on a Friday, just the fact the moment that day ends, you've got this nice, massive opening of freedom to do either nothing or a whole bunch of good stuff that doesn't involve commitments unless you're married, and then you got to do stuff with your committed wife or husband or whoever. But still, freedom is a nice thing, especially freedom from work you have to do. So if this is a Friday for you, tomorrow, you're probably watching the recording on Friday, so today, enjoy. Happy Friday. Happy Thursday night. And let's get into the scoreboard for this Thursday, April 3rd. All right. Did we mention that the Warriors won? Chardol covered that score very eloquently. 123-116 over the Los Angeles Lakers. The privileged, the spoiled, the overrated Los Angeles Lakers. The Portland Trailblazers won tonight as well. 112-103 final was the final. I apologize. In Toronto. Sorry, to just do a little adjustment here real fast. RJ Barrett, 18 points, 3 steals in the loss for the Raptors, who dropped to 28-49. Shaedon Sharpe. The potential of that kid is very high. I'm very curious to see what happens with him when all said and done. 36 points, 6 rebounds for Shaedon Sharpe tonight. Portland improves to 34-43. Ja Morant is an idiot. He's just dumb. Just a lot of brain cells lacking up here. And in case you're wondering, why is Sai hating on that guy? Oh, by the way, Damon LaRoche with a $1.99 contribution saying he wants to start a GoFundMe for Chardol's first lap dance. I did not know Chardol's never had a lap dance. So, Damien, if that's the case, I'll donate some money to that too. If you're a straight hetero male out there, or if you identify yourself in other ways, but the point is you're attracted to the ladies and you've never been to a strip club, what are you waiting for? Why are you depriving yourself of fun? Come on, give it a try. Make sure it's not one of the skeezy ones. There are bad ones that are very low class, that are cheap, that doesn't attract good talent. And then there's good ones that do attract talent. make sure you go to one of the good ones. And if that's true, Damien, that Shardall has never experienced that, I'll contribute to the GoFundMe. And same goes for anyone else who has never had that experience. Try it. Thank us later. Going back to John Morant, though, who I'm guessing has been to a million strip clubs in his life. That idiot did a rifle/gun effect directed towards the Warriors bench in their game on Tuesday. Supposedly, Buddy Hield did it to him first. That's what the report said. When I looked at that video a lot, I did not see Buddy doing it, but the NBA decided to brush it aside and say because Buddy did it first, that Ja's going to get off with a warning. The same John Morant who got suspended for like over half a season because he displayed a gun in a social media video. So what does John Morant do? He does it again tonight. I think he did it in the first quarter. And my guess is he did it as a message to the authority figures of the NBA, basically letting them know that you can't control me because I'm uncontrollable. I want to do what I want to do. You're going to get suspended again, you moron. And oh my God, dude. No brains at all. No brains at all. Oh, ATGOY saying there's some Steph sound, by the way, that's come down. If I can find it, and I'm guessing if you saw it, it's out there. Although it could have also been on TV. Oh, yeah, it is out there. Okay, this is courtesy of Sam Gordon. Let me see if there's a higher quality source. But going back to John Morant real fast, he did it again. He did it again. You idiot. And the Grizzlies, side note, won that game. They played Miami in Miami and won 110-108, which is why tonight's game had that much more significance, because if the Warriors lost, they would have fallen behind the Grizzlies again. Thankfully, they won. Not a concern for this evening. John Morant did score 30 points. Tyler Hero, 35 points, 9 rebounds in the loss for Miami, who drops to 35 and 42. Memphis improves to 45 and 32. But John Morant, with his team in a playoff hunt, trying to fight for playoff positioning, thought it would be wise to do the gun symbol again in the middle of an NBA game. Just a fool, man. Just an absolute schmuck. Stephen Curry. This is, again, courtesy of Sam Gordon. Let me turn the music down here real fast so we can hear this cleanly. The sound may not be good, so turn the volume up on your devices. This clip, at least from the description, indicates that this is in regards to the LA crowd giving Steph his flowers. There was an MVP chant. We talked about that earlier in the show, and Steph was asked about MVP chants directed at him in a building full of history. It was a crazy, surreal moment. I've never heard the LA crowd chant MVP to another player ever. So this was interesting. And here's Steph.
I appreciate the way our fans travel. Obviously, the Bay Area, Dollar Dub Nation, SoCal things. It's in every sport. It's a vibe for sure. You love the competitiveness on the court and in the stands. I remember my first couple years when we used to chant BLA in the Bay at Oracle, but the Laker fans were way louder when Cole came in. So it was kind of a weird dynamic seeing the one side of it, seeing what it is now. It's sports. It's fun. Embrace it all.
Cool to see because in NBA basketball it's not that common. I mean, I'm from Germany. In Europe, it's very common in soccer games that you have these two sides, and normally you don't have that much. So it's pretty crazy to see how they are going wild in this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about. I don't know how deep we're gonna get into it, but fan engagement, viewership in the league, and all that type of stuff. Like when you get in an arena like this, basketball is a very good place because of that. So I love playing. I love the atmosphere. Watching this game tonight, hopefully it was entertaining across the board. Like basketball's in a really good place.
Agreed. I mean, this game tonight, I think, appealed to everybody who loves basketball, regardless of whether or not you're a Warriors or a Lakers fan. Something tells me TNT is going to publish something tomorrow indicating that the audience numbers were massive, and for good reason. This was a heavyweight fight, playoff implications, two of the greatest to ever lace them up in the NBA, still insanely at the peak of their powers, going head-to-head. Two teams with new additions that represent even more greatness than Jimmy Butler and Luka Doncic. It was a big game. And for the Warriors to come out victorious, mad on, brother. Yeah, it was strictly Christo. Absolutely right. Saying that this was such a fun game to watch. I have quite a few folks in the chat saying that Steph complimented Jonathan Kuminga in another attribution, which again, I'm guessing you folks saw that on TV. I don't have access to that feed, and I apologize for that. What I play in these post-game shows are what is disseminated on social media. I can't have access to the full files and sound bites until the next day. So I don't see that clip, unfortunately. Danny Emmerman did tweet what Stephen Curry said in regards to Jonathan Kuminga and his performance tonight. Quoting, Steph is saying, quote, "If we're going to win at the highest level, he has to be a part of it," unquote. That's important. That's huge. And again, I'm double, triple checking right now, seeing if any other sound has come down, because I actually really want to hear that clip if it's available, but I don't see. Unfortunately, I don't see anything at the moment, which sucks. Sorry, folks. But nah. No soundbite. I really want to play that. I really do apologize, but at least I read you an attribution of what he said. Let me make sure there's no other paid chats that I missed. Nope. Oh, we got to get the music back. So, finishing up the scores here real fast. 3 more games played tonight. The Minnesota Timberwolves, 105-90 winners of the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Rudy Gobert, 21 points, 18 rebounds in the win. Nick Claxton, 18 points, 6 rebounds in the loss. I did see Anthony Edwards go down with an injury in this game tonight. And I'm checking out to see if the injury was serious or not. Oh, it's okay. So the headline of the recap says Anthony Edwards shakes off injury scare and scores 28 points. Okay, so injury did not affect him long term, anyways. So Minnesota improves to 45-32, and we'll get to the standings in just a second. But Minnesota is very close to the Warriors. Side note: the Warriors own the tiebreak over the Timberwolves. The Milwaukee Bucks, 126-113 winners tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers. Milwaukee improves to 42-34. I apologize. Philadelphia drops to 23-54. Noteworthy in this game, besides Bona, whoever that is. Every time I see these new names, I always have to look it up. So ESPN highlighted as Philadelphia's top performer tonight a player named Adam Bona. Adam is spelled A-D-E-M. This is a rookie. He was a second-round pick, 41st overall, selected by the Philadelphia 76ers. He started tonight, and he played 35 minutes. He was 13 of 15 from the field for 28 points and 6 rebounds. Okay, not bad. Not bad, Rook. Anyways, but the stat that sticks out from that game is not Adam Bona. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who posted a stat line tonight never seen in the history of the NBA. Giannis scored 35 points, dished out 20 assists, and grabbed 17 rebounds, becoming the first player in NBA history to post a 35-20-15 stat line. 35 or more points, 20 or more assists. 15 or more rebounds. He had 17 rebounds. So the first player to ever accomplish that. Was it against a very bad team? Yeah. But is it still impressive? Yeah. And the last game tonight, the Orlando Magic starting to roll a little bit here as the postseason is just around the corner. 109-97 winners tonight over the Washington Wizards, who dropped to 17-60. Wait, no, that can't be right. Is that right? Yeah, Jesus, yeah. Washington just suffered their 60th loss of the year. Carrington, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists in the loss. Paolo Benquetto, 33 points, 18 rebounds, 8 assists. He came 2 assists shy of a triple-double for Benquetto, who can play. And that goes to the standings. And let's see what's going on in the association. All right, so again, the Warriors winning tonight was massive for the simple reason that had they lost, they would have dropped to the 8th seed. Insane. They would have literally been just ahead of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, not just ahead. They would have had a 7.5 game lead on them, or 6.5 game lead, I'm sorry. But they would have been 8th. Instead, they're 5th. And they're just a game behind the Lakers for 4th. The LA Lakers are 46-30. The Golden State Warriors are now 45-31. Yes, Golden State is now just 1 game back of LA. It's important to note that the Lakers do own the tiebreak. So the Warriors, in theory, would have to climb 2 games to surpass the Lakers. And then I believe, as Julian mentioned at the beginning of the show, and again, I apologize for being mistaken early on, thinking that the 3 seed was just out of the realm of possibility. No, the Warriors are literally just a game back of the Nuggets in the loss column, a game and a half back overall, because the Nuggets have played 1 more game than the Warriors this season. So Denver right now is 47-30. The Warriors are 45-31, 14 games above 500, 50 wins, side note, still in play. That's incredible. And so Denver is 47-30, a game and a half ahead. So if the Warriors win tomorrow, they'll be just a half game back of the Nuggets. That's insane, man. That is just wild stuff. Wild stuff. All right, so that's where the Warriors stand, and Golden State is a half game ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies, 1 game ahead in the loss column. The Warriors with 31 losses, Memphis with 32. Memphis has played 1 more game than Golden State, thus the half game separation. Good news in that front, the Warriors own the tiebreak thanks to that win Tuesday night. The Minnesota Timberwolves are currently your 7 seed. They have the exact same record as the Memphis Grizzlies. So both those teams are a half game behind the Warriors. Again, Golden State 45-31. Memphis and Minnesota 45-32. The Warriors own the tiebreak over both those teams. So if it ends up being a 3-way tie with those 2, the Warriors are fine. The moment LA gets in the mix, it gets very murky and muddled. The LA Clippers are currently the 8th seed. They're 44-32. They played the exact same number of games as the Warriors. They're exactly 1 game back, but again, they own the tiebreak. Those 2 teams play the final game of the season. That could be a big one. I mean, who knows what this is going to look like by then, but that could be a very big game. And then Dallas is currently 9th at 38-39. The Kings are 10th at 36-40. And Sacramento has just a 1-game lead over the Phoenix Suns, who are 35-41. There's going to be a franchise very disappointed when the season's over. And Sack, the little brother, once again. R. Jonesy in the chat mentioning that Minnesota does have a cake schedule remaining. The Lakers do not have a cake schedule. I think someone mentioned earlier tonight on the show that LA has to play the Thunder back-to-back in OKC. The Thunder are striving for 70 wins. They're also trying to fight off Cleveland for home court through the entire postseason. So there are stakes there, and LA is obviously playing for playoff positioning. So R. Jonesy, good take there. Too much mentioning that a lot of people just a few weeks back were talking about trading Stephen Curry. That is crazy. That was like 2 months ago, but you're right. And I believe those are like the Larry Krueger shows. I mean, Krueger and Damon Bruce. Both those guys are bringing that shit up. Damian LaRoche is saying that the LA Clippers also have a hard schedule. Is that true though? I looked at the Clippers schedule the other day. I'll look at it again before we go. The LA Clippers, their schedule for the remainder of the season. They have 6 games left, just like the Warriors. And their 6 games, they have 2 at home against the Mavericks, 1 at home against San Antonio, 1 at home against Houston. So they have 4 of their final 6 are at home. And then they finish the season with 2 games on the road at Sacramento, at Golden State. I mean, Houston's tough. Dallas, look, Anthony Davis is back, so that could be tough. Sacramento, I don't know if that's tough. San Antonio, I don't think that's tough. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. All right. Otherwise, we're done. Golden State Warriors. Let me check one more time to see if sound has come down from Stephen Curry, because I really want to hear that cut you folks were talking about. Oh man, so much focus right now on LeBron James and his reaction. The soundbite we played on the show earlier, just defeated, just bitter. Well, they got KD. I love that he had to bring up KD. That stings him. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We're done. Thank you, everybody. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. We'll be back at this tomorrow night. It just keeps going. Warriors and Nuggets. Oh, boy. Until then, we'll see you in less than 24 hours. R. Jones. Kingslayer Hybrid mentioning in the chat that the NBA said that this was the most expensive game of the year, I'm guessing, to get tickets to. The cheapest seats were $300. That is expensive, yeah. So all right, we're done. See you tomorrow night. Go Dubs. That was a great win. Great win, man. I mean, that woo! That was a nail biter. And it came away victorious. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. See you tomorrow night. And I guess that's it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.